Ladies and gentlemen, what if the snack you've trusted for years, something as small and familiar as a single nut, was silently increasing your risk of a life-altering stroke? As a brain doctor, I was shocked to discover how one popular nut found in nearly every household across America can raise stroke risk overnight, especially in seniors. In this video, we'll reveal exactly what this nut is, why it's more dangerous than most people realize, and what you can eat instead to protect your brain, your memory, and your independence. If you're over 60 or love someone who is, this could be the most important health message you hear today. Stay with us. Your brain may depend on it. Have you ever reached for a handful of nuts, thinking you were making a smart, healthy choice, only to later wonder why your blood pressure seems higher or why your head feels foggy and heavy? You're not alone. Many people over 60 are doing their best to eat better, protect their hearts, and stay sharp. But there's a hidden danger in one popular snack that most don't see coming. It's something so common, so familiar, that it hardly ever raises suspicion. And yet, this tiny choice could quietly increase your risk of stroke overnight, especially as you age. It's a tough truth, but one we need to face together. The foods we consider healthy aren't always what they seem. That's why building awareness is such an act of self-care. One particular nut, often marketed as nutritious and heart-friendly, may actually do more harm than good, particularly for older adults with sensitive blood vessels and a higher risk of clotting. This nut is none other than the salted peanut. While it may seem innocent, the way it's prepared and consumed is what makes it risky. Most salted peanuts are roasted in inflammatory oils and loaded with sodium, two ingredients that quietly fuel stroke risk in the aging brain and body. When we're younger, our bodies may handle a bit of excess salt or oil without immediate consequences. But after 60, everything shifts. Arteries become more rigid. Blood pressure becomes harder to control. Inflammation builds more easily, and the body doesn't recover as quickly from the internal stress of processed foods. Add a high-sodium, low-quality fat snack like salted peanuts into the daily routine, and the brain's delicate blood vessels can begin to suffer in silence. The outcome? A greater chance of stroke, often with no warning signs until it's too late. It's frightening, but knowledge is power. When we understand the hidden risks in our everyday choices, we take back control over our health. Choosing the right snacks isn't about perfection, it's about intention. If your goal is to protect your brain, keep your memory strong, and enjoy more years of clarity and energy, then it's worth reconsidering what you're putting into your body. Salted peanuts may be convenient, but they're not harmless. A single serving can contain over 200 milligrams of sodium, along with oils that promote inflammation in your arteries, the very arteries that supply your brain with oxygen and life. But here's the good news. Once you know the truth, you can make simple changes that make a big difference. Health is not about deprivation. It's about nourishment, awareness, and small shifts that build momentum. If you or someone you love is over 60, it's time to look closer at the foods you trust. In the next few minutes, we'll explore what makes a nut truly brain-friendly, how to make better snack choices, and what steps you can take today to protect your mind and reduce your stroke risk naturally, without fear, guilt, or confusion. Let's take this journey together. When you begin to understand how different foods affect your body, especially as you age, you start to see that not all snacks are created equal. The simple act of choosing the right kind of nut can either protect your brain or slowly wear it down. This may seem like a small detail, but it's often these quiet, everyday choices that shape your long-term health. The difference lies in what the nut contains, how it's prepared, and how your body reacts to it over time. Your brain, especially after 60, is more sensitive to these differences than you might think. Nuts that support brain health are usually high in good fats, low in sodium, and packed with natural nutrients like magnesium, vitamin E, and plant-based omega-3s. These help improve blood circulation, reduce inflammation, and protect the fragile inner lining of your arteries. When blood flows freely, your brain receives the oxygen and nutrients it needs to function well. This lowers your risk of stroke and keeps your memory sharper for longer. But when that blood flow is disrupted by clots, inflammation, or high blood pressure, the risk of serious problems rises, often without any outward sign. Salted or oil-roasted nuts may taste satisfying, but the added salt and processed oils can quietly do damage. Sodium causes your body to retain fluid, which increases blood pressure. Over time, this puts pressure on your arteries and heart. Processed oils used in roasting, like soybean or cottonseed oil, can promote inflammation, a key contributor to many chronic illnesses, including stroke. It may seem like just a handful of nuts, but for someone managing blood pressure or heart issues, it adds up fast. On the other hand, raw or dry roasted options like almonds, walnuts, or unsalted pistachios offer powerful benefits. Walnuts, for example, are one of the best plant-based sources of omega-3s, which reduce blood clot formation and support healthy brain tissue. Almonds provide vitamin E, an antioxidant known to protect nerve cells and reduce age-related cognitive decline. These nuts, when eaten in moderation, don't just help you avoid harm, they actively strengthen your body and brain. Even how the nuts are stored and packaged can matter. Freshness plays a role in how your body responds. Rancid oils from old or poorly stored nuts can cause oxidative stress in the body, increasing inflammation and putting your arteries at risk. Choose high-quality, properly stored options and aim for variety in your intake. Your body thrives on balance and consistency, not excess or restriction. Making a better choice doesn't require big changes. It begins with one mindful decision at a time. Swap the salted peanuts for a small handful of raw walnuts or almonds. Drink a little more water. Keep moving. Every small step reinforces your brain's resilience and helps reduce the chances of silent damage. In the next few minutes, we'll explore how stroke actually affects the brain, why seniors are at higher risk, and what you can do to protect your mind, one habit, one bite, one day at a time. Understanding what a stroke really does to the brain can help you take your health more seriously, not with fear, but with clarity and purpose. A stroke happens when the blood supply to part of your brain is suddenly blocked or reduced. Within minutes, brain cells begin to die from lack of oxygen and nutrients. This can result in anything from slurred speech and weakness to memory loss or permanent disability. For older adults, the risk is higher, not just because of age, but because the systems that protect the brain become more vulnerable over time. That's why even a small buildup of inflammation or one unhealthy habit can carry far more weight than it did years ago. Your brain relies on constant, uninterrupted blood flow. It doesn't store oxygen or energy like other parts of your body. That's why any blockage, like one caused by a clot, can have immediate, lasting effects. Tiny vessels in the brain are especially delicate. They depend on flexible artery walls, low pressure, and clean blood flow. When you eat foods that raise your blood pressure or contribute to thickening of the blood, those vessels are the first to suffer. The damage doesn't come all at once. It builds quietly over days, weeks, and years. And often it builds without symptoms until the moment it becomes critical. That's why paying attention to your diet is one of the most powerful things you can do to protect your brain. Especially after the age of 60, small dietary changes can either create healing or add to silent strain. It's not just about avoiding a single food like salted peanuts. It's about shifting your habits so your brain gets what it truly needs to stay sharp, stable, and strong. Think of your blood vessels like tiny highways to your mind. Every healthy choice keeps those highways open and clear. Every poor one adds another invisible blockage. The good news is your body is always trying. to heal. Even if you've made choices in the past that weren't ideal, your brain and blood vessels respond positively to new routines. When you choose foods that lower inflammation, support circulation, and reduce clotting risk, you're giving your brain a chance to recover. Foods rich in healthy fats, hydration, steady movement, and reduced sodium all add up to stronger protection. And over time, the risk of stroke goes down, sometimes significantly. No one wants to live in fear of what might happen, but we all want to feel confident that we're doing the best we can to stay well, stay clear-headed, and stay independent. Stroke isn't always preventable, but many of the risk factors are within your control. That's where empowerment begins. In the next section, we'll look at what daily habits create a stronger brain. Simple, sustainable changes you can start today to support better thinking, better circulation, and better quality of life without overwhelm or confusion. You deserve that peace of mind, and it starts with the choices you make right now. Caring for your brain as you age doesn't require perfection. It requires consistency, awareness, and a deep respect for the little things that build long-term wellness. Your daily habits, especially the ones that feel routine or automatic, play a bigger role in your brain health than you might imagine. What you eat, how much you move, how well you sleep, and even how you handle stress, all of these quietly influence how your brain ages, how well your blood flows, and how protected you are from events like stroke. The good news is that each day offers a fresh opportunity to support your body in a gentle, sustainable way. Let's begin with food. Choosing brain-safe snacks like raw walnuts, unsalted almonds, or even a small serving of pumpkin seeds can deliver vital nutrients without triggering inflammation or raising blood pressure. Incorporate leafy greens, berries, and fatty fish like salmon whenever possible. These are not just good for the heart, they actively protect the blood vessels that nourish your brain. Hydration is equally essential. Drinking enough water helps maintain proper blood volume and pressure, preventing the thickening of blood that can lead to clots. Movement also matters, and not just intense exercise. A simple daily walk, light stretching, or gentle yoga can boost circulation and help lower blood pressure over time. These activities reduce stress hormones and encourage the release of natural chemicals that protect brain cells and support emotional balance. You don't need a gym membership or a complex routine. Just start where you are and let consistency carry you forward. Sleep is another pillar of brain health. As you age, sleep patterns often change, but quality sleep remains essential for clearing toxins from the brain and regulating the systems that control blood flow and inflammation. Creating a calming bedtime routine, reducing caffeine late in the day, and limiting screen exposure before bed can all contribute to deeper, more restorative sleep. Your brain heals when you rest. Give it the time it needs to recharge fully. Stress, too, plays a critical role. Chronic stress raises cortisol levels, which in turn can increase blood pressure and inflammation, both major risk factors for stroke. Practicing mindfulness, deep breathing, or simply taking 5 quiet minutes for yourself each day can help reset your nervous system. These practices teach your body to return to a calm state more easily, reducing long-term wear on your heart and brain. What matters, most is progress, not perfection. Each better choice, no matter how small, is a message to your body that it is worth caring for. Your brain responds to this kindness. Over time, those quiet changes, choosing the right snack, taking that short walk, drinking more water, become powerful. They build resilience from the inside out. In our final section, we'll bring everything together and give you a simple, encouraging path forward, a way to stay motivated, supported, and confident as you take care of your brain with the compassion it truly deserves. When it comes to protecting your brain and lowering your stroke risk, the most powerful changes are often the ones that feel the smallest. These aren't grand gestures or sudden overhauls. They're consistent, thoughtful choices made over time. choosing a raw, unsalted nut instead of a processed one, taking a quiet walk even when you don't feel like it, drinking an extra glass of water before bed. These actions may not seem dramatic in the moment, but they create a foundation of stability for your brain, your heart, and your overall well-being. Many people feel overwhelmed by health advice, especially as they grow older. It can seem like there's always something new to avoid or fix, but the truth is, real health is built from the inside out, not through fear, but through gentle attention and self-respect. Your brain doesn't need perfection. It needs support. It needs time, rest, nourishment, and movement. It needs your kindness and consistency more than it needs strict rules. When you approach your health with patience and care, your body often responds in ways that feel surprising. Steadier energy, clearer thinking, a sense of emotional calm that lingers a little longer each day. If you've been eating something you thought was healthy, like salted peanuts, it's okay to feel surprised. The goal isn't to blame yourself. The goal is to understand what your body truly needs now and make small shifts in that direction. You're not too late. You're not too far gone. Every healthy step you take today gives your brain a better chance tomorrow. And you don't have to do everything at once. Choose one thing to change, just one. Replace that snack. Go for that short walk. Prioritize sleep tonight. That's how transformation begins. You deserve to feel confident in your health. You deserve to know that your efforts matter and that you're not alone. Millions of people face the same questions, the same confusion, the same desire to protect their minds and stay independent as they age. The difference is often in the decision to act, to choose foods that lower blood pressure, to reduce sodium where it's hidden, to listen to your body with more care and less judgment. It's about building a life that supports you, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally too. As you move forward, remember that the best results often come from the simplest actions. Let every small choice be a message to your brain that it's worth protecting. Let every calm moment be a gift you give yourself. You don't need to do everything right to experience better health. You just need to start. One change, one meal, one moment of care. The results may take time, but your brain and body will thank you every step of the way. Stay steady, stay hopeful, and know that the path to a stronger mind is already within reach, one nourishing choice at a time. The journey to better brain health isn't about doing more. It's about doing what truly matters. When you start to make choices based on what supports your body, rather than what simply satisfies a moment, everything shifts. You begin to feel a quiet T-strength building inside you. A sense of control returns, not from force or pressure, but from alignment with what your brain and body actually need to stay clear, calm, and capable as you age. You don't have to chase health. You can create it bit by bit with each intentional step you take. Think about the simple act of choosing your next snack. It might feel like a small, forgettable decision, but in reality, it's an opportunity. Choosing a raw walnut over a salted peanut is choosing to reduce inflammation. It's choosing to lower your sodium. It's choosing to keep your blood flowing more freely to your brain, where it powers your thinking, memory, and mood. These aren't abstract benefits. They're very real outcomes, and over time, they become deeply noticeable. The fewer blockages your blood encounters, the better your brain performs, and the lower your risk for stroke becomes. You're not making changes for the sake of rules or restrictions. You're doing it to protect the things that matter most: your independence, your memories, your ability to think clearly and live fully. And that motivation is powerful. When you're driven by love for your own well-being, your choices feel lighter, not heavier. They become an act of care, not punishment. This shift in mindset is what makes healthy habits last. You're not fighting your body, you're finally listening to it. There may be moments when doubt creeps in or when old habits try to return. That's natural. Progress is rarely a straight line. What matters most is that you don't give up on yourself. If you eat something you later realize wasn't the best choice, respond with grace, not guilt. Learn from it and let it go. Your next decision is always a fresh start. The path to long-term wellness is paved with patience, not perfection. And with every new day, you gain more clarity, more strength, and more trust in your ability to care for your health. Let this be your reminder that you are not powerless against stroke risk. You have more influence over your future than you may have been told. Each nourishing food, each step you take outside, each deep breath, each early night's rest, they all add up. They protect your brain, they calm your body, they strengthen your ability to age with grace and energy. Today, you made the time to learn, to understand, and to reconnect with what truly serves your well-being. That alone is a victory. Keep choosing what supports your brain. Keep choosing what keeps your heart steady. And know that every small, mindful decision you make is a powerful act of healing, one that continues to unfold in the days and years ahead.